Hey everyone, I'm Olivia. I'm 17, top of my class, and completely obsessed with art and history. My room is practically a museum covered in posters of Roman architecture and Renaissance paintings. Yeah, I'm that kid. Olivia, dinner's ready. My mom's voice echoed up the stairs. With a sigh, I put down my sketchbook. Another family dinner, another opportunity to feel invisible. As I walked into the dining room, my sister Megan was already there, glued to her phone, probably texting her latest boyfriend. "How was your day, Megan?" Mom asked, completely ignoring me. Boring. Mr. Johnson gave me detention again. He's such a jerk," Megan replied. "Don't worry, sweetie," Dad chimed in. "We'll talk to the principal about that teacher." I rolled my eyes. Megan skips class, gets detention, and somehow it's the teacher's fault. Classic. "How about you, Olivia? Any news?" Grandpa asked, winking at me from across the table. Finally, someone noticed I was there. "Actually, yeah. I got an A on my Italian test." "That's nice, dear," Mom interrupted, turning back to Megan. "Now, about your upcoming cheer competition." And just like that, I was invisible again. But at least Grandpa remembered me. Later that night, I was in my room, counting the money in my Rome fund jar. "Just $200 more," I whispered. "I'm so close." A knock on the door startled me. "Come in," I called, quickly hiding the jar. It was Grandma. "Olivia, dear, your grandfather and I have a surprise for you." My heart raced. Could it be? Grandpa stepped in, holding an envelope. "We know how hard you've been working and how much you love Italy." So, he handed it to me. My hands shook as I opened it. 2 tickets to Rome. "Oh my God, is this real?" I gasped. Grandma laughed. "Very real, sweetheart, you've earned it." I jumped up, hugging them both. Thank you, thank you. I can't believe this." Just then, Megan barged in. "What's all the noise about?" "I'm going to Rome. Grandma and Grandpa got me tickets." Megan's face darkened. "What? That's not fair. I'm the one who needs a vacation with all the stress I'm under." I ignored her, too happy to let her ruin the moment. My mind raced with plans, so much to see. As I rattled off my must-visit list, I noticed my parents standing in the doorway. They didn't look happy, but I didn't care. For once, something amazing was happening to me. The next morning, I woke up still buzzing with excitement. The tickets were safely tucked under my pillow as I got ready for school. But as I was about to head out, Mom called from downstairs. "Olivia, come here for a moment." I bounded down, expecting to talk about trip plans. Instead, I found my family gathered in the living room, serious expressions on their faces. "What's going on?" I asked, my excitement fading. Dad cleared his throat. "We've been thinking about the Rome tickets." "Yeah, isn't it awesome? I can't wait," I said, still hopeful. "We think it would be better if Megan went instead," Mom interrupted. The world stopped. "What?" I stammered. "Megan's been under a lot of stress lately," Dad explained. "She could really use this trip." I looked at my grandparents, hoping for backup. They looked as shocked as I felt. But those were my tickets. Grandma and Grandpa gave them to me. Megan smirked. "Don't be selfish, Olivia. You know I need this more than you." "This isn't right," Grandpa interjected. "We gave those tickets to Olivia as a reward for her hard work." Mom sighed. "Dad, you don't understand. Megan's been struggling. This could really help her." "And what about Olivia?" Grandma demanded. "What about her dreams?" "She'll be fine," Dad said dismissively. "She's always fine." The argument exploded, voices rising. I stood there numb as my dream crumbled. "Fine," I finally whispered. "Take the stupid tickets." I ran to my room, slamming the door behind me as tears streamed down my face. How could they do this to me? The next few days blurred together. I went through the motions at school, avoided family dinners, and locked myself in my room whenever I could. One afternoon, as I scrolled mindlessly through my phone, I overheard my parents arguing in their room. "We can't keep doing this, John," Mom hissed. "The credit cards are maxed out. The bank's calling about the mortgage." I know," Dad replied, "but what choice do we have? We can't let Megan's mistakes ruin her future." My ears perked up. Mistakes? What mistakes? "Maybe if we dip into Olivia's college fund again." I gasped, quickly covering my mouth. "My college fund? They've been using my money." Suddenly, everything clicked. The new car Megan got last year, the expensive cheerleading camp, the endless shopping sprees. I felt sick. They'd been stealing from me to cover for Megan's screw-ups. That night, I couldn't sleep. My mind raced with questions. How long has this been going on? How much have they taken? Most importantly, what was I going to do about it? As I lay there staring at the ceiling, a plan began to take shape. If they thought they could walk all over me, they had another thing coming. Two can play at this game, I whispered to myself. The next morning, I put on a fake smile and joined the family for breakfast. Megan was babbling about her upcoming trip to Rome. I'm thinking of extending my stay, she said casually. Maybe hit up Paris too. Mom and Dad exchanged worried glances. I bit my tongue, storing that information away. After school, I made a detour. It was time to visit the bank and see just how deep this went. The bank visit was a real eye-opener. My college fund was practically empty. Time to call in the big guns. Jake, I need your help, I said, cornering my best friend at his locker. What's up, Liv? You look like you've seen a ghost. I lowered my voice. I need you to hack into my parents' financial records. Jake's eyes widened. Whoa, that's heavy. What's going on? I spilled everything, the Rome tickets, the overheard conversation, the empty college fund. Jake listened, his face growing more serious by the second. I'm in, he said finally. Meet me at the library after school. For the next week, Jake and I spent every free moment digging into my family's finances. What we found made my stomach churn. Look at this, Jake said, pointing at his laptop screen. Your dad's been siphonning money from the family business for years. I leaned in, squinting at the numbers. But where's it all going? Jake pulled up another window. Looks like most of it's been covering Megan's expenses, unpaid credit cards, car payments, even bail money. Bail money? I gasped. What the hell has she been up to? As we dug deeper, the picture grew even uglier. Dad had been cooking the books, taking out shady loans, and even dabbling in some not-so-legal side hustles to keep up with Megan's lifestyle and cover their mounting debts. This is insane, I muttered, running my hands through my hair. What am I supposed to do with all of this? Jake gave me a long, steady look. You know what you have to do, Liv. I did know, but the thought of turning in my own parents made me sick. That night, I tossed and turned, weighing my options. On one hand, they were my family. On the other, they had stolen my future, betrayed my trust, and broken the law. By morning, I'd made my decision. It was time to take action. My first stop was my grandparents. I laid out everything Jake and I had uncovered. I can't believe it, Grandma whispered, tears in her eyes. How could they do this? Grandpa's face was grim. What do you need from us, Olivia? Your support, I said, and maybe a place to stay when this all goes down. They agreed without hesitation. Next, I approached Ms. Rodriguez, my favorite teacher. She'd always been in my corner, and I needed an adult on my side who wasn't family. This is a serious situation, Olivia, she said after I explained everything. Are you sure you want to go through with this? I nodded. I have to. For my future, and honestly, for Megan's too. This can't go on. Ms. Rodriguez sighed. All right, I'll help. With my allies in place, Jake and I began formulating our plan. We need to gather irrefutable evidence, Jake said. Something they can't wiggle out of. I thought for a moment. The family reunion next month. Everyone will be there, including Dad's business partners. Jake grinned. Perfect. We can set up hidden cameras, maybe even catch some incriminating conversations. As we hashed out the details, a mix of excitement and dread bubbled in my stomach. This was really happening. You okay? Jake asked, noticing my expression. I took a deep breath. Yeah. It's just, once we do this, there's no going back. Everything changes. Jake squeezed my hand. Sometimes change is necessary. You've got this, Liv. I nodded, steeling myself. The countdown to the family reunion, and the biggest confrontation of my life, had begun. The day of the reunion arrived, and my heart pounded. Jake and I had spent weeks setting everything up. Hidden cameras were in place, and we had a fail-safe plan to expose everything. As family members and Dad's business partners arrived, I plastered on a fake smile. Great to see you, Uncle Bob. How's the golf game? Megan was holding court in the living room, bragging about her upcoming Rome trip. It's going to be so amazing. I might even stay for a whole month. I caught Mom and Dad exchanging worried glances. Showtime. I clinked my glass, getting everyone's attention. I'd like to make a toast. To family and to the truth. With that, I nodded to Jake, who hit play on his laptop. The TV screen lit up, displaying damning financial records and recorded conversations. Dad's face went pale. What is this I said, my voice shaking but determined, is the truth about where our family's money has been going. The room erupted into chaos. Dad's business partners were shouting, demanding explanations. Aunt Susan was crying. And Megan was having a full-blown meltdown. You can't do this to me, she screamed. How am I supposed to pay for my DUI lawyer now? The room fell silent. Mom gasped. Megan, what DUI? Megan's eyes widened as she realized what she just said. I mean, but it was too late. The floodgates had opened. Megan spilled everything: drunk driving, shoplifting, credit card fraud. With every word, Mom and Dad looked more and more defeated. Suddenly, sirens wailed in the distance. Ms. Rodriguez had come through, alerting the authorities at just the right moment. As the police entered, reading rights and slapping handcuffs on Dad and Megan, I felt a strange mix of relief and sadness. This was justice, but it was also the end of my family as I knew it. Grandpa put his arm around me. You did the right thing, Olivia. We're so proud of you. The next few months were a whirlwind of legal proceedings. Dad and Megan both faced charges. Mom got off with probation for her lesser role. Through it all, my grandparents were my rock. We've been talking, Grandma said one evening. How would you feel about us being your legal guardians? I hugged her tight, tears in my eyes. I'd love that. As the dust settled, something unexpected happened. The judge ordered all stolen funds to be returned, including my college fund. And remember those Rome tickets? They were mine again. So that summer, instead of moping over lost dreams, I found myself strolling through the Roman Forum with my grandparents, gelato in hand. To new beginnings, Grandpa said, raising his comb in a toast. I grinned. To justice and gelato. Fast forward a few years and life looks pretty different. I'm a junior at a top art school, interning at a prestigious gallery. My first solo show is coming up next month. As for Dad, he's serving time. Mom's working a minimum wage job. And Megan? Last I heard, she's struggling through community college, finally facing the consequences of her actions. As for me, I'm planning my next trip to Italy, this time to study the masters in Florence. Turns out, sometimes losing a dream can lead you to an even better one. That's my story. It wasn't easy, and it wasn't pretty, but standing up for yourself, that's always worth it in the end. Now I have a question for you. If you were in Olivia's position, would you have exposed your family's crimes, knowing it could tear them apart and lead to legal consequences for your parents and sister? Or would you have kept quiet to protect them, even at the cost of your own future? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your perspective could help others facing difficult ethical dilemmas. And if Olivia's story of justice and standing up for yourself resonated with you, don't forget to hit that like button. For more stories of revenge and personal triumph, subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us keep bringing you thought-provoking narratives. Thanks for watching.